They didn't know it then, but this one click would be responsible for the largest in-game economy of all time. But we'll get back to that click. In December 2011, Valve decided to completely scrap Counter-Strike Source and move on to a new game.
When are you going to release Counter-Strike 2?
I can't say.
But as we now know, it was on August 21st of 2012. And in CSGO's first year, it actually did pretty well. It just seemed like people didn't want to leave CS or CS Source. Valve's main concern at this point was trying to increase the amount of players. And going into 2013, they had some big plans. The first of which was
Operation Payback.
This added the Operation Payback coin, the first item ever added to CSGO. Valve already knew from Dota 2 and TF2 how important an in-game economy was. So Valve of course wanted to add some items for players to buy, but they didn't know what it should be.
We could make weapon skins, character customization, new weapons, or we could just do cosmetic mesh changes to existing weapons. Whatever it was that we decided to ship, we needed to create a lot of items in order to fill out the economy.
They fumbled through ideas like agent skins and new weapons, but decided those were too risky. I guess they changed their mind. They also heavily considered weapon mod changes.
We customized the heck out of the AK-47.
But in the end decided to go with weapon skins. And that brings us back to this click.
Okay, it says the arms deal update brought to you by NI.
Alright, that's it.
Okay, it's live. Congrats, guys.
And that came with 10 collections, 2 cases, stat tracks, trade-ups, a pattern-based system, a float-based system, 7 different item rarities, knives for God's sakes. The new economy automatically increased player count and knives were even too successful.
We were watching the price of them just keep rising on the marketplace, which was really scary because we have a cap on the marketplace. And so people end up doing things like taking their knives and trying to sell them on eBay, and they get scammed all the time.
The economy was obviously keeping people hooked. But what also really helped was Operation Bravo dropping 19 days after Payback ended, which included new maps, a new case, a new collection, and it was so successful it even got extended. But 2013 wasn't over yet.
DreamHack used to be like a medium tournament. It was like maybe you won in the build-up to the big tournament. Now this is the major.
And after a tough tournament, it was down to NIP versus Fnatic.
To do is just wait and buy time, and there it is. They win it, and look at the...
He's dropping his pants like a boss.
Anyways, DreamHack came with a brand new variation of skin called the Souvenir. This is also when stickers were first added into the game, and I'll talk a little bit more about those later. They're gonna become very expensive. 2013 ended with an average of 46,000 people playing. This was a massive year for CSGO, but it would be nothing in comparison to 2014. Starting with the release of the first new weapon, the CZ75, which also came alongside the Weapon Case 3, which was a case that only included pistol skins. There were 3 operations this year. Phoenix had no new content except for a case, which made it an incredibly boring operation, but Operation Breakout did not make the same mistake. There were 6 new maps, an operation journal to compete with your friends, missions, a brand new case that introduced the butterfly knife, and of course 3 new collections. One of which was the Cobblestone collection, and that came with the Op Dragon lore.
These are your odds of unboxing one for a Cobblestone case. This little thing here, 1 in 3,906 odds.
The M4 Howl was also created this year and added into the Huntsman case.
Oh! Damn!
And then shortly after, it was removed from the case once it was found that the creator of it actually stole the artwork. One recurring pattern in the CSGO scene is that people will do anything to make a quick buck. Like when iBuyPower decided to throw their match when they were betting on the other team to win.
He's going to try and get the flank off. He's going to have 2 right there. Can they line up for him? What is he doing? Why did he hesitate so much?
Kinda looks like my gameplay.
What is he doing?
Operation Vanguard happened. Oh, and also, Cutaways 2014 took place.
He gets the first! He doesn't get the second!
Along with Katowice 2014 were the first team stickers ever introduced into the game.
There's a holo for Titan. That's a pretty cool one. I like them.
This is when Titan holos were just a couple dollars. 2014 was the perfect wave of operations and majors. Also, there was a Cologne 2014. Don't worry about it. Nothing important happened, and it absolutely skyrocketed the player base. At the beginning of the year, there was 55,000 people playing daily, and by the end, there was over 180,000. A great end to the year, but let's see how 2015 goes.
And we found this new site called CSGO Lotto, so I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out.
Now, I started playing CSGO in 2015, and my favorite YouTuber at the time was FaZe Rain, and I started seeing him win big while gambling. Now, I obviously wasn't the brightest of the bunch, and when I saw him winning huge pots, I decided, hey, maybe I should try. Since I became addicted to gambling at 12 years old, I know how truly damaging these sites can be, and I understand why it's hard for content creators to deny these sponsorships. It's an absolute disgusting amount of money. Hell, I just turned down a $15,000 deal for gambling just a few hours a month, and I'm a relatively small streamer. Because there was so much to gain by gambling and very little risk, lots of people were able to rake in millions of dollars, including McSkillet.
What's going on, everyone? This is McSkillet here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the top 10 most expensive and most rare skins for CSGO.
At just 15 years old, he was able to teach millions about the relatively unknown skin community. Shortly after, he created 2 gambling sites and became a multi-millionaire before he was even 18 years old, but we'll get back to him later. Even though 2015 was filled with gambling, match fixing, and scams, it wasn't all terrible. We did get a new weapon.
You can one-shot somebody with a fucking pistol! Why is that allowed?
Okay, never mind. This year was horrible. Let's just move on to the next year. Let's see if 2016 Arrow has anything to say.
I don't have anything to say.
Typical. Things were looking really good for CSGO. There was an average of over 300,000 people playing. For the first time, we saw a major prize pool of $1 million, and it's estimated that over $2 billion worth of skins were gambled on matches in just 2015 alone. It seemed like nothing bad could happen to CS. Well, except for...
there is a lawsuit being brought against Valve over this CSGO gambling stuff.
Valve has issued a cease and desist order to 23 different CSGO and Dota 2 gambling sites.
Now, this was a huge surprise because Valve's usual approach is, well, doing nothing. But I'm just glad that they decided to step in because it seemed like you could do whatever you wanted and there were no consequences. Phantom Lord would gamble on CSGO Shuffle and didn't tell anyone that he owned the site. Same with FaZe Clan and CSGO Wild.
So we create this website. We set it up in Antigua. We were making like $200,000 a day.
They even used this money to start FaZe Clan's CSGO team. And of course, T Martin and Syndicate on CSGO Lotto.
Like they'll give me skins to be able to bet on the site and stuff. Like I think that'd be kind of cool.
Wow, dude, how cool. You got a sponsorship from this new site that you fucking own?
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude.
I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude.
Even though gambling was banned, it has not disappeared. It's still a billion-dollar industry, and it definitely isn't stopping anytime soon. Moving on to 2017. This is when CSGO was introduced to China. Before this year, there were people in China playing CSGO, but in order to get a wider audience, Valve teamed up with Perfect World, a Chinese company, and made CSGO free to all Chinese citizens. And boy, was that a good idea. China loves skins. Seeing someone from China with over $1 million inventory is now nothing out of the ordinary. And it's one of the main reasons why skins have gotten so expensive. Speaking of expensive skins, let's see what happened the next year. In the beginning of 2018, a souvenir Dragonlord sold for $60,000, the largest amount ever spent on a skin. There was also the UI change, one of the biggest CSGO updates of all time, and gambling started becoming popular again. To stomp out this fire, Valve decided to add a 7-day trade hold onto items, and made sure to completely move away from all forms of online gambling sites.
Scenarios, they can get on top of that economy.
Wait. London? Cato 19? Berlin? This is every major. They're all sponsored by gambling sites. Now, I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but this is almost too perfect. Now moving on to something more serious. If you want to skip to 2019, I completely understand.
A wrong-way driver reportedly speeding on the 805 has just crashed.
I remember exactly where I was when I heard the news about McSkillet. And why it shook me so hard is because I looked up to him, and he was the reason why I started to play CSGO in the first place. If you don't know, McSkillet was struggling with his mental health, and his parents even wanted him to be taken to the hospital for a 5150. And unfortunately, before he was taken to the hospital, he drove his car through his old school and then down the wrong side of the highway, killing 2 people. Now, I know that it'll mostly be people from the CSGO community watching this, but I just want to say how important I think it is for us to try and look out for each other, even if it just takes a couple seconds to ask how someone's been doing. Anyways, moving on to 2019. The Netherlands, Belgium, and France were banned from opening cases, but Valve created a loophole with X-ray scanners so France could continue to open cases. Valve also put a stop to a major form of money laundering by making it impossible to buy keys, because criminals were using keys as a form of currency to cash out their ill-gotten gains. Operation Shattered Web dropped this year, and it completely restructured how the operation system worked. Rather than completing missions to get rewards, you could just pay money to get as many rewards as you wanted. Essentially another form of gambling. Moving into 2020, COVID was actually really good. I mean, for CSGO, because everyone was stuck inside all day and they had nothing else to do other than play CSGO. Oh my god, my mic glitched. On April 16th, there were over 1.3 million people on CSGO at the same time. And because there were so many players, skins continued to grow in price. But because of COVID, in-person pro events were canceled. So CSGO made a sticker capsule to support teams and players, which helped the pro scene from dying. And it worked quite well, except for the ninjas in pajamas incident. Not that one. I mean the one where NIP kept over $1 million that the players think they should have received from this capsule. But trying to cheat over other people is definitely nothing new in the pro scene. There was also a bug this year that coaches abused, allowing them to see anything that was going on in a match. And because all pro matches were online this year, there was a lot of cheating. Moving on to 2021, Stockholm was the first major after COVID, and it had a $2 million prize pool, and the finals peaked at 3 million viewers. The pro scene was now larger than ever before, and the skin economy grew alongside it. But this massive growth in popularity brought some clueless people that wanted to profit off of it. Now this is where we meet an investor named Lunar. He thought that if he pumped enough money into the game, he would eventually make profit. He bought hundreds of gloves that had no chance of going up in price, and 14 Titan Hollows for $60,000 each, a heavily inflated price because he was stocking up so quickly. But at least he's gonna hold on to them for a while, so he might eventually make profit. Actually, he sold them for $40,000 each. Now, it should go without saying, but if you're gonna invest millions of dollars into something, at least do a little bit of research. Now, since we're already talking about people with too much money, this is a factory new Karambit case hardened pattern 387, and at the end of the year, it got a $1.5 million offer, and the owner declined, making it easily the most expensive item in a video game. But don't worry, things are about to get a lot crazier as we sail into 2022. And it all starts off with the Dreams and Nightmares skin contest, which paid every winner $100,000 for getting their skin into the game, which seems extremely low considering how many cases were opened. There were also a lot of skins stolen this year, including the largest CSGO trading site that lost nearly $1.6 million. But that's nothing in comparison to HFB, a Saudi collector that had over $5 million stolen. Fortunately, he managed to get his inventory back due to Steam support forcibly taking the items out of people's inventories. But sadly, the people who bought the stolen skins lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. There were also people who willfully lost money by applying stickers. Just looking at Katowice 2014 stickers alone, there was over $1 million added onto skins. And it really is surprising how popular CSGO has become. Of course, Valve knew what they were doing and designed a perfect economy to be as addicting as possible, but I doubt even they expected how large it would get. Now finally, 2023. It only just started, so I'm really hoping it doesn't stink. Last week, we hit a new player record and got a brand new case with really, really nice skins, and I doubt CSGO will be slowing down anytime soon. Right around the corner is the Paris Major and an operation, so I'm expecting a lot of new people to join. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, bye-bye. Let me know if you want more videos like this. What's up?